The moment Daniel Matthews locked eyes with his new boss across the conference table, his coffee mug slipped from his fingers and shattered on the floor. Those eyes, he would recognize them anywhere. The same eyes that had once looked at him with love, the same eyes he had watched close for the final time 8 years ago. But it was impossible. His wife was dead. Yet here she was, calling herself Elaine Porter, acting as if they'd never met, and handing him a termination notice. If you're feeling that chill down your spine, you're not alone. Stay with me until the end to discover how this impossible reunion changes everything for Daniel and his daughter. Like this video if you've ever felt fate had something unexpected in store for you, and subscribe to catch more stories that blur the line between reality and the unexplainable. Daniel had built his life around two certainties: his love for his 10-year-old daughter Lily, and the fact that his wife Rebecca had died in a car accident 8 years ago. As a graphic designer at Horizon Media, he'd created a stable life for them both, working remotely 3 days a week to be there when Lily got home from school, never missing a parent-teacher conference or dance recital. The job wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills and gave them security. When the company announced a new creative director was joining, Daniel barely paid attention. Executive changes happened. He'd survived 3 CEOs and countless restructurings. His work spoke for itself. Then came that Monday morning meeting. Daniel sat with his team, half listening to HR's introduction when she walked in. The room seemed to tilt sideways. Same chestnut hair, though styled differently. Same graceful hands. Same small scar near her right eyebrow from a childhood fall. But it was those eyes, amber with flecks of gold, that made his heart stop. "I'm Elaine Porter," she said, her voice different somehow, more polished, with a slight accent he couldn't place. "I look forward to elevating Horizon's creative vision." Throughout the presentation, Daniel couldn't breathe. She never glanced his way, never showed a flicker of recognition. Was he losing his mind? Had grief finally broken him? He'd spent years in therapy after Rebecca's death, learning to trust his perceptions again. 2 weeks later, HR called him in. Elaine sat behind the desk, cool and professional, explaining that his position was being eliminated. Budget cuts. Nothing personal. No warning, no performance issues, just gone, with a measly severance package that wouldn't cover 2 months' rent. "Do I know you?" he finally asked, his voice barely above a whisper. She looked at him with perfect blankness. "I don't believe we've met before the company meeting, Mr. Matthews." That night, after tucking Lily into bed with promises that everything would be okay, Daniel pulled out the old photo albums he kept hidden in his closet. Side by side, the resemblance was undeniable. Same woman, different life. The next morning, he dropped Lily at school and drove to the cemetery where Rebecca was buried. The headstone was there, just as it had always been. Rebecca Matthews, beloved wife and mother. He traced the engraved dates with his finger, questioning everything he thought he knew. Daniel began digging. He called the hospital where Rebecca had died, requested records. He contacted the funeral home, the insurance company. Everything confirmed what he already knew: Rebecca had died. There was a death certificate, medical records, witnesses. Yet Elaine Porter had appeared out of nowhere 6 months ago, with credentials from agencies that, upon deeper investigation, seemed to exist only on paper. Her references checked out, but no one had known her longer than a year. When Daniel tried approaching her after hours in the parking garage, she quickened her pace, hand moving to her purse as if reaching for something. "I'll call security if you don't leave me alone," she warned, her voice shaking. Was that fear in her eyes? Not the fear of a stalker, but something deeper? Daniel hired a private investigator with money he couldn't afford to spend. 3 weeks later, the PI handed him a file with photos of Elaine entering a nondescript building on the outskirts of town. A building owned by a shell company linked to witness protection. The pieces started falling into place. Years ago, Rebecca had been working on a freelance project for a client she never named. She'd been stressed, secretive. Daniel had assumed it was the pressure of new motherhood combined with work. Then came the accident, a single-car crash on a clear night, the vehicle burned beyond recognition. Had it all been staged? Had Rebecca witnessed something so dangerous she had to disappear, even from her husband and infant daughter? Daniel waited outside the building the PI had photographed. When Elaine emerged, he approached slowly, hands visible. "Rebecca," he said softly. "I'm not here to expose you. I just need to know why." Her face crumpled for just a moment before hardening again. "My name is Elaine Porter. You're harassing me. Lily has your eyes," he said. "She asks about you every night before bed." She froze, her composure cracking. "You need to leave. You have no idea what you're doing." "Then tell me." "Because I lost my job, and I'm about to lose my home, and my daughter deserves to know if her mother is alive." Their eyes locked, and for a moment, he saw recognition there, and something else. Terror. "Tomorrow. Riverside Park. 10 a.m. Come alone." She hurried to her car without looking back. Daniel spent the night staring at the ceiling, wondering if he was walking into a trap or a reunion. He arranged for Lily to spend the day with his sister, just in case. The park was quiet when he arrived. Elaine, or Rebecca, sat on a bench overlooking the river, sunglasses hiding her eyes. "I died because I had to," she said as he sat beside her, keeping distance between them. "I was working on branding for what I thought was a tech startup. I discovered they were a front for money laundering. International. Dangerous people. I went to the FBI." Her voice was flat, rehearsed, as if she'd practiced this explanation. "They killed 3 witnesses before the trial. They would have killed me too, and probably you and Lily as insurance. The marshal said the only way to keep you both safe was if Rebecca Matthews truly died." "For 8 years?" Daniel's voice broke. "Lily grew up without a mother." "She grew up alive," Rebecca countered, finally removing her sunglasses. Her eyes, those unmistakable eyes, were filled with tears. "I've watched her from a distance. The dance recital last spring, she was beautiful in that blue costume." Daniel felt dizzy. "You've been watching us?" "When I could. Safely." She looked away. "I never planned to come back to Atlanta. Then Horizon recruited me, and I couldn't say no. I needed to see you both, even if you couldn't know me. So you fired me?" A tear slipped down her cheek. "Your department reports directly to me. It was too dangerous. I thought if you were gone, I could still watch over Lily from a distance without risking exposure. The people who were after you. Most are in prison. Some aren't. The marshals say I can never be Rebecca again." Daniel's mind raced. "So what now? You just disappear again? Go back to being Elaine Porter, who never had a family?" She reached into her bag and handed him an envelope. Inside was a job offer, a design position at a prestigious agency in Boston, with double his previous salary and a relocation bonus. "I called in every favor I had," she said. "The marshals don't know. If anyone asks, you got it on your own merit. You want us to leave? I want you to be safe. Both of you." Her voice cracked. "And maybe, someday, when it's truly over." Daniel understood then. She was still protecting them, still loving them the only way she could. 6 months later, Daniel and Lily were settled in Boston. Their apartment had a view of the harbor, and Lily was thriving at her new school. Every Sunday, they received a postcard with no return address, just a heart drawn in the corner. Daniel kept them in a box, waiting for the day he could tell Lily the truth. Then one evening, the doorbell rang. Daniel opened it to find a woman with dyed blonde hair and green contact lenses, unrecognizable to anyone who didn't know exactly what to look for. "My name is Sarah now," she said quietly. "I'm here about the graphic design position you advertised." Behind her, a man in a suit watched from a car, her handler, Daniel guessed. This wasn't official. This was Rebecca finding a way back to them, one careful step at a time. As Lily came running to see who was at the door, Daniel saw the future reshaping itself, complicated, dangerous, but filled with a hope he'd thought was buried 8 years ago. Sometimes, the endings we accept aren't really endings at all. Sometimes, life gives us second chances in the most unexpected ways. And sometimes, love finds a way to survive even death itself. If this story touched your heart, remember that the bonds we form with those we love transcend time, distance, and even the identities we wear. Like and subscribe for more stories that remind us that in this unpredictable journey of life, nothing is truly impossible when love is the compass guiding us home.